Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Hey, I'm your business guide, Michael Rager, and I'm back with Biz Talk TV here on the Now Media TV networks. I got my good friend Roland. All right, Roland, I'm telling you, I just got used to Windows 10, and now you're talking to me about Windows 11. What the heck's going on?
Michael, great to be back on the show. And you know, Windows 11, Windows 10, Microsoft are always pushing a new operating system, but there are some very good reasons why you should stay with Windows 10. So if you want, we can jump straight into that.
Well, yeah, because I just figured it out. You know, I'm not a techie guy. I just got used to Windows 10.
So Microsoft have been pushing Windows 11 for a while, and they are saying it's more secure, which there are some security features. So let's look at Windows 11. Windows 11 requires you to have an 8th generation Intel processor or greater or newer, and it's got to have a TPM 2.0 chip. Well, what does it even mean to the average user? Well, if you go to look at your computer settings, it'll tell you what version. If it says like i5 dash and it's got some digits after that, if it's -7, that means it's 7th generation. That means that it's not going to be capable of running Windows 11 on their recommended settings. And the TPM 2.0 is just a chip that's on the computer that enables BitLocker encryption. So Microsoft are trying to do a big push to say they're encouraging everybody to have fully encrypted hard drives. That means that if your computer gets stolen, the hard drive's encrypted. The bad guys cannot get into it. But let's break that down a little bit further. So do you really need it? Our honest opinion at the moment is if you're running a machine on Windows 10 and you're not having any problems, I wouldn't recommend going to Windows 11 quite yet unless you're totally sold on some of the new features, the way that it looks. You're perfectly safe with staying with Windows 10 until October 2025, and then you can make the decision. You may be getting pop-ups on your computer saying, upgrade now, upgrade now. Don't really do it because there's a couple of things that you want to do first. The first thing is look at all the programs that you're running and are they Windows 11 compatible? Because if they're not fully compatible, what's going to happen? You're going to upgrade to Windows 11, then you're going to have some issues. The second thing is look at your processor. If your processor is too old, I wouldn't recommend doing it. One, you have got a way to bypass it because Microsoft have said don't do it if it's older than 8th generation, but you can bypass it. If you don't have that security module, the TPM 2.0 chip, don't do it. But again, there's a way to bypass it. The danger with bypassing it and loading on Windows 11 is that then you run the risk that you're not going to be getting Windows updates. So if you're not going to get the Windows updates, your machine's going to be more vulnerable because it's not getting the security updates that it needs to protect against the latest risks that are out there. So it's just a double whammy default. Don't do it. Don't force it. Stay with Windows 10. Your programs are going to run. You're not going to have any issues. And then as you get closer to that end of support life of October 2025, at that point you can decide, you know what? Now my machine is another 2.5 years older. I've had a 4-year-old machine. Now it's 6.5, 7 years old.
Let me ask you that because I haven't had a 4-year-old machine. I haven't had a machine last 4 years in a decade. You know, it seems like they're pretty much disposable now. You know, because the point, we can get solid machines for $1,100, $1,200, $1,300. They last us 3 years or $300 a year. We turn around and go get a new one. They're you look at it as a business owner, it's $25 a month. And you're going to get the optimum performance. Right.
So that's the other thing. If you try and get Windows 11 running on an older machine, you're going to see an extra 10% degradation in performance just because of the resources that the operating system is going to take up. So quite honestly, stay with Windows 10. don't do the upgrade. When it comes down to October 2025, get yourself a new machine and just go with Windows 11 off the bat, and then you're not going to have any compatibility issues.
Right. So probably, my machine, I think here is 2 years old. It lasts another 18 months. 18 months, I'm going to go get a new machine, and then it's time to upgrade.
And at that point, you're probably going to be forced to get a Windows 11 machine because it's not going to have an option.
You're not going to give me 10 anyways.
So then it's like, okay, when you get a new machine, but Microsoft does these things where they say, we're going to try and force you to go Windows 11 for it.
Right.
They did the same thing with Windows 10 when people were happy with Windows 7. There's no point in doing it. Keep with Windows 10. Stick with what you know. It's working. You're secure. Keep your updates done. Keep your malware bytes and your antivirus up to date. And when it comes to closer towards that Windows 10 end of life date of October 2025, just buy yourself a new machine, be done with it, and you're going to be good to go.
Well, great, man. That's some great information. Because good, I don't want to learn it yet. I'm telling you, man. So, Roland, how do people get a hold of you so they can talk to you about anything that goes wrong with their machines or with their IT right now?
Best thing to do, give us a call 281-647-9977 or reach us on the web at impresscomputers.tech. You can also reach us at the .com, and that's got the storefront where if you wanted to buy Windows 10 or 11 or buy a new or refurbished machine, you can do that from the storefront at the impresscomputers.com. And if you're looking for IT support, reach us at the .tech website.
Well, and that's awesome. I always love when you come in and we can talk about the stuff that I hate. Because that's why I got to have a guy like you around, because when this stuff happens, I was telling you before, we had one of our machines in our team went wacky this week, and have to get it fixed.
When you get that pop-up, if you do Control-Shift-Escape, bring up your task manager and end that browser, or if in the worst case, just shut the machine down, get it to your IT guy, and get it cleaned up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks a lot, Roland. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing you next week.